coverage. Opening day of junior college softball. There's a strike delivered, and the count evens at 2 on Kent. A little different look to the lineup for Coastal North. Not a very different look for South. Michaela Kent starting it all for North. Caitlin Tilton batting second. Alexis Lackey, the 3-hitter. Carrie Matheny is the 4-hitter. Rena Johnson batting 5th. Caitlin Stedman is the 6-hitter. Haley Hopkins bats 7th. Darlene Jeter 8th. And Mary Kinsley Reed in the 9 spot. Only difference for Coastal South from one game to the next is the lady in the circle. That is Madison Frugier. Hunt trying to get to it. Off the mitt. On safely is Kent. And again, I'm not the official scorekeeper, but I'm scoring that as a Kent base hit. So Kent, who got on to begin the prior ball game, gets on to begin this one. Caitlin Tilton next. Madison Frugier in the circle for Coastal South. Kinsley Wesley behind the plate. Sydney Sherman at first. Taylor Hunt at second. The shortstop is Caitlin Parker, and at third, Kaylin Finch. Down to first with a throw, able to get back safely is Kent. Jersey Carter in left field. Center field, Grace Langston. Right field, Abby Davis. Everything the same, except Littlefield pitched the first game for Coastal South, and Frugier pitching game number 2. Caitlin Tilton got a base runner on at first, nobody gone. Off and running is Kent, and she will get in with the stolen base. In scoring position at second. Shadows starting to creep across the diamond. I'm not sure, as that is one hop to Frugier. Got the out at first, able to get safely to third is Kent. There aren't many diamonds in the ACCC with lights. Coastal South has them at softball and baseball. I'm trying to think where else in the conference. I think they've got lights at Wallace Hansville. But when you're looking down south, Coastal North no lights, LBW no lights, Bishop State no lights. A little outside of the strike zone to Alexis Lackey. So not a lot of games. Bruton doesn't have lights. Can go beyond dark. And I've got to admit, there are some pluses. We got game coverage for you on February 11th in Bruton. And of course, you know, February 11th is also the Super Bowl. So we know the game will not go deep into the Super Bowl. Two and one the count on Lackey. In that opening game, South getting a 7-hit performance, 3 strikeouts, 1 run scored against Shelley Littlefield, picking up the victory. Megan Rowe charged with a loss, giving up 6 hits and 3 runs. Fouled away by Lackey. In a game that went 1 hour and 48 minutes. Carrie Matheny to the on-deck circle. That is shot to short, grabbed by Parker, looks back to the runner, goes to first. Gets the out of Lackey on the 6-3. And there's 2 away. Brianna Johnson to the on-deck circle as Carrie Matheny steps in. It's one hop, back to Frugier. She'll go to first. And no damage done by the leadoff single by Kent. 4 go up, 3 go down. 1 stranded, nobody scores. We head to the bottom of the first. South bringing their top of the order to the plate.
Need a 4-year degree to make good money? Think again. Get training in your own backyard. Master electrical and mechanical skills, process controls, hydraulics and pneumatics, and land a job that can take you anywhere. Start your path to a career that pays. Discover electrical and instrumentation technology at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Leading off for your Coastal Alabama South Coyotes, Abby Davis.
We head to the bottom of the first. Abby Davis will start it off for Coastal South. Jersey Carter batting in the 2 spot. Taylor Hunt hits 3rd. Sydney Sherman, the 4-hitter. Kaylin Fincher batting 5th. Caitlin Parker 6th. Olivia Tubbs in the 7-hole. Kinsley Wesley hitting 8th. Grace Langston batting 9th. All facing Brianna Johnson for Coastal North. Behind the plate is Mary Kinsley Reed. Darlene Jeter at first. Second baseman Carrie Matheny. The shortstop is Mary Grace Watley. And Haley Hopkins at third. Michaela Kinn in left, Caitlin Tilton in center, Caitlin Stedman in right field. And that pitch will hit Davis. She'll go to first.
Jersey Carter.
Jersey Carter next. Taylor Hunt in the on-deck circle. But when you look at Coastal North, the infield, different at every position except short. Outfield stays the same. But new pitcher, catcher, first, second, and third baseman. Jersey Carter with a base runner at first. Davis, Taylor Hunt to the on-deck circle. Opening game, a 3-1 win for Coastal Alabama South. Trying to make it 2 in a row to begin the year as that one is inside, goes to the screen. I thought I heard it get Carter's bat, but apparently it did not, and Davis will wind up at second. Count goes to 2-0. A little low in the offering. And the count 3-0 on Carter. Top of the second, Johnson, Stedman, and Hopkins when you get to the north part of the second inning. And, of course, a reminder on Thursday, Coastal North softball as they will take on John A. Logan. And we'll have that one for you right here. Sit foul by Carter. I forget until we do softball, and I don't know why I forget this, how talented these ladies are with the chants. And I am told these are impromptu. Hit over towards third, grabbed there by Hopkins. Dropped over at first, and Carter's on as Davis goes to third.
Now that Taylor Hunt.
But if I didn't know better, I would think those chants are kind of like Wednesday night choir practice. They, you know, every set time each week, they go over their chants. But I'm told they're impromptu. So they are even better spontaneously. Taylor Hunt with a couple of base runners on. Throw over to third, almost picked off as Davis, able to get back safely. Carter stealing second, but instead of the throw to second to get Carter, nearly got Davis at third. Couple of base runners in scoring position, nobody gone. Taylor Hunt with a chance to give South the early lead in this one. Low and away with the pitch to Hunt. Sydney Sherman is on deck. High fly ball, center field, and there the catch will be made by Tilton. But Hunt has driven in the game's first run on the sacrifice fly. Davis scoring from third.
Now that Sydney Sherman.
South took a first inning lead in the first game. They take a first inning lead in this one. Sydney Sherman, strike one, got the inside part of the plate. Dropped into center field, base hit for Sherman. Carter rounding third. She will score. It's an RBI single for Sherman. And the Coyotes from Coastal South take a 2-zip lead.
Now that Kaylin Fincher.
Kaylin Fincher to the plate. It's a high fly ball, center field, out of the park. First home run of the year, Kaylin Fincher. It's a 2-run shot. And Coastal South takes a 4-zip lead. Right over the middle of the plate, hopped on it.
Kaylin Parker.
And Fincher with her first home run that drives in 2. Caitlin Parker to the plate. Olivia Tubbs to the on-deck circle. Low inside offering to Parker. Big start to the ball game. Coastal South, 4 runs, the only out in the inning, a sacrifice fly. So a productive out on the Taylor Hunt fly out to center field. Low and away with the pitch from Johnson to Parker. There's a low inside pitch. Parker's given a walk and another base runner on for the Coastal South Coyotes. Kinsley Wesley to the on-deck circle as Olivia Tubbs makes her way to the plate. Well, here's the schedule this week on JockJive, 8 o'clock every morning this week. Talking sports with Big C. Colin McGuire. Got Jeremiah Castile on Friday. Strength delivered to Tubbs. Let's see who else Colin has got this week. I think he's got a number of guests. Tomorrow, Randy Scott, former Alabama football player and played with the Packers. Wow, that might have ricocheted off of the leg of Johnson, but she's showing no ill effects, and it turns into a 1-4-6 put out at second. Against Parker, Tubbs is at first. Well, Johnson is wearing that brace on the left knee. And it is to stabilize the knee, but in this particular case, I think it absorbed the shot from Olivia Tubbs. Kinsley Wesley with 1 on and 4 in, 2 gone. Crowd foul towards the dugout in third. Obviously, with 2 divisions, you've got 2 ACCC championships. And if I'm remembering correctly, D1 has, I think, a straight shot to the Nationals if you win the conference. I'm not sure that's true for D2. And I would assume, too, that you're not taking 6 teams from each division, as has happened in years past. But all of that we will verify and clarify in conversations with Dean Myrick, the commissioner of the ACCC. There's a base wrap into left field by Wesley. That is hit number 1, 2, 3 in the first. And the Coyotes of South have batted around the 9-hitter coming to the plate. And also on Colin's show on Thursday, he's got former University of Alabama swimmer Shanti Skinner. So that's at 8 o'clock every weekday morning. Thursday, John A. Logan and Coastal North softball, Bishop State and Coastal South basketball. And then on Friday, Mississippi Gulf Coast and Coastal South baseball. And all of that right here. Count even at 1. Abby Davis, who started off the inning about 15 minutes ago, is on deck. One pitch to Langston. High and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shortly on Twitter, we will have a couple of posts that you may want to find and retweet. A Littlefield strikeout and a Rowe strikeout, as that one is one of those seeing eye singles. Finds its way into center field, scooped up by Tilton. Comes to the circle with it, but won't be able to get Tubbs, who will score the 5th run of the inning. And Wesley able to get back to second safely. So the Coyotes have batted around. We go back to the top of the order. Abby Davis, who was hit by a pitch in the first. Back to the plate. And will slide towards the screen. Runners will move up. Wesley to third. Langston to second on the wild pitch. In the month of February, as a matter of fact, now through the end of the year. Okay, 11 months packed with sports. Then we'll get underneath the mid of Watley into center field. In will come Wesley, in will come Langston. Davis with a single that drives in 2.
Down that Jersey Carter.
Still 2 gone. Jersey Carter coming back to the plate. Low and away with the pitch to Carter. She reached on an error, stole a base, and scored a run earlier in the inning. Taylor Hunt is on deck. A strike delivered to Carter. Carter is the 11th to come to the plate in the first inning. Johnson, Stedman, and Hopkins when you get to the top of the second for Coastal North. Here's the Johnson pitch. Ground to third, grabbed by Hopkins, into the dirt, dropped, and Carter's on. And she is going to take off for second. Just caught the Coyotes of North Nappin.
Now batting Taylor Hunt.
So a couple of base runners on for Taylor Hunt. Hunt with an RBI off a sac fly. 9 at-bats ago. Strike on the outside part of the plate. Well, you can see those shadows I was talking about earlier in the inning starting to drift across the diamond. As a matter of fact, they've got the catcher and part of the plate in the shade. Hitter in the sunshine. And hops past Watley into left field. 2 more runs in. Third error of the game. It is the 6th of the day for Coastal North. And 2 runs in, and it looks like a new pitcher in. Nope, a new shortstop. That is Madeline McAnally, who has entered the game at short. Thought we were about to get a pitching change, but instead it is a new shortstop. McAnally in the opening game played second. And into play short in this one.
Now back Sydney Sherman.
Sydney Sherman getting her second at-bat of the inning. Kaylin Fincher on deck. It has been a 5-hit, 3-error bottom of the first. Into the strike zone to Sherman. Sherman with a single, an RBI, and a run scored earlier in the inning. There's another strike, 1-2. Kaylin Fincher to the on-deck circle. Johnson, Stedman, and Hopkins. When you get to the top of the second for Coastal North. 1-2 pitch. That'll go to the screen, and Hunt will go to second. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base runner on bag 2. There is another base rap. Finds the gap for Sherman. She's got extra bases on her way to second. A double that drives in the 10th run of the inning.
Now back Kaylin Fincher.
And now Johnson will come out. And a new pitcher in when we return.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
The new pitcher is the game one third baseman, Cameron Duke.
Now batting, Kalen Fincher.
Duke relieving Johnson, who worked 2/3 of an inning, faced 13. No strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman. 5 hits given up. And thus far allowing 10 runs. She is responsible for the runner at second, Sherman. Inside with a pitch from Duke. Kalen Fincher with a home run. Drives this one to left field. It's off the mitt of Michaela Kent. In to score is Sherman. That will be charged as an E7.
Now batting, Kaylin Parker.
And Sherman in to score. And again, that's an unofficial E7. Errors to the discretion of the scorekeeper. That was one, though, that I thought Kent could catch. Low and inside with a pitch to Caitlin Parker. Olivia Tubbs is on deck. Parker with a walk in the first, the only walk issued by Johnson. And by the way, we can close the books on Johnson. Heading to third. And safely there is Fincher. Johnson, 2/3 of an inning of work, faced 13, no strikeouts, 1 walk, 5 hits, 11 runs, 1 hit batsman. And the runner now aboard, the responsibility of Duke. 2-1 on Parker. And it is now turned into a 25-minute bottom of the first. 32 minutes into the game and still in the first inning. That is fouled off by Parker. Parker, the 15th to come to the plate. Gorgeous day here in Bay Minette. We started the day with 62 degrees. I'm guessing maybe it has cooled off just a tad since that 1 p.m. first pitch. Ground to third, and that will hop past. Hopkins makes its way into left field, and Parker a single that brings in Fincher.
Olivia Tubbs.
61 degrees now in Bay Minette. UV index 1 and low, air quality 40 and good. Winds out of the south-southwest at 7 with gust to 15. 56% humidity. 20-mile visibility. Next rain predicted on Saturday, but it's even dropped. 1 o'clock when I checked out the next rain, it said about a ½ inch on Saturday. Now it's calling for 3/10 of an inch on Saturday. Oh, 1 pitch, a little bit inside. Tubbs ground into a 1-4-6 putout. Flies this one towards the gap. Right center field, drops in as a base hit for Tubbs. Parker rounding third, coming in to score. Tubbs with a double that drives in the 13th run of the inning.
Now batting Kinsley Wesley.
Kinsley Wesley making her second first inning appearance. Had a single and scored a run earlier. Grace Langston to the on-deck circle. On the inside part of the plate, strike one to Wesley. Just a little bit inside. Count runs even at 1. The second out in the inning. It came 10 at-bats ago. That's popped up on the infield. Hopkins will make the catch at third. And a runner is stranded. Needless to say, a big inning for Coastal South. They score 13 as we head to the second.
Discover culinary arts at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Top of the second gets underway. Rena Johnson leading it off. Catlin Stedman and Haley Hopkins due up in the inning too. If you're Madison Fruget, you've got to feel really, really comfortable about now. Stepping into the circle in the second with a 13-run lead. "17 go to the plate in the first, 8 base hits, 13 runs. Just about a little bit of everything. The only thing the Coyotes of Coastal South did not have was a triple. Singles, doubles, a home run. And lead it by 13. But if you're a Coastal North, you're not thinking about necessarily getting all 13 back in the second, but if you could plate maybe 3 or 4, take a bite out of the lead, hold South in the bottom of the second, take another bite, another 3 or 4 run bite out of that lead in the third. Maybe you get back into the ball game. Granted, it doesn't necessarily happen that often, but it does happen. I recall a baseball game. It's been nearly a decade ago now in the ACCC. Wallace Dothan and somebody, I cannot remember who they were playing. It was in the conference tournament. Wallace Dothan had an 11-zip lead after 3. And at the end of 8, it was tied at 16. So you never know. Not probable, but is possible. Johnson given a walk. Catelyn Stedman followed by Haley Hopkins. Stedman 1 for 3 in the opening game with a double. And she scored the lone Coastal North run in that opening game. Up the middle, Frugier Fields goes to second for 1. There won't be a throw to first for 2. But the lead runner out on the 1-6.
Now batting Haley Hopkins.
Haley Hopkins next. Darlene Jeter to the on-deck circle. Strike delivered on the inside part of the plate to Hopkins. Bottom of the order to the plate when you get to the bottom of the second for Coastal South. Stedman able to get back safely at first. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You know, trying to get to 3,500 subscribers. Strike 3 got the inside part of the plate on Hopkins. And that is the game's first strikeout. Out number 2 in the second. I think we're like 2 away from 3,500. And of course, when you subscribe, not only do you get game coverage, you get access to interviews, shows, and more. That's only available on YouTube. You get the alerts. You can share the links. A lot of pluses to subscribing. And if you forget a game's coming up or you're afraid you might forget, you know, there's a process to just alert yourself when the coverage begins. That is dribbled foul by Jeter. When you have a name Jeter, you got to be swinging a bat. Mary Kinsley Reed is on deck. Here's the 0-2 to Jeter. A little bit inside. One ball, couple of strikes, 2 gone, base runner at first. Frugier getting her second inning of work in. Goes high and away to run the count even. Leadoff has gotten on in the first and second innings for North. Ken in the first, Johnson in the second. It'll stay 2-2 on Jeter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch to Jeter. And is fouled away as well. Trying to track it down in the corner is Abby Davis. But ran out of room to chase it down in right field. Another 2-2 offering from Fruget. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back Ks. One looking, the other swinging. And Coastal North will strand one. 13 zip south as we head to the bottom of the second.
University of Alabama Online, where legends log in. A tradition of excellence. Decades of experience in distance learning. Empowering students of all ages. More than 90 degree and certificate programs to advance your career. UA Online. Flexible, affordable, legendary. Let your computer be your campus. Visit online.ua.edu.
Now that Grace Langston.
And don't forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. If it's one of those social media accounts and, you can sign up for free, we do it. And if you'll follow us, subscribe, befriend, thread, talk, and gram us, we'll thank you in advance. Got a new pitcher in the circle for Coastal North. Darlene Jeter. Meanwhile, Haley Hopkins has moved over to first, taking over for Jeter. And Cameron Duke has stayed in the game to play third. Cameron Duke worked a third of an inning in the circle. And in that third of an inning, faced a total of 4, no strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits given up, and 2 runs allowed. Grace Langston starting things off in the bottom of the inning. Looks like we got a new catcher too. It's no longer Mary Kingsley Reed. That is Shelby Allen behind the plate. Boy, a lot of changes. Strike delivered to Langston. And there may be other changes too. I'll try to look and see if I can pick those up. Still have Matheny at second. Still got McAnally at short. And Coach Childress coming out to talk with her pitcher. I am assuming, especially since she just delivered a strike, that maybe this is to get clear on the signs from the dugout. She may have gotten a strike, but that might not have been the pitch Coach Childress called for. So Coach coming out just to make sure everybody is on the same page. Bottom of the second, bottom of the order. 13-zip lead. Coastal Alabama South after a 3-1 win in the opening game of 2. Softball season underway. And for us, baseball season begins on Saturday. Low with the pitch to Langston. Langston was the only Coastal South Coyote that did not get 2 at-bats in the first inning. Had a single trip to the plate, went 1 for 1 with an RBI and scored a run. Chopped over towards Matheny at second. She'll whip it to first. Get the out of Langston on the 4-3. And there's one away. Back to the top of the order, Abby Davis next. Davis has been hit by a pitch and singled. 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. That one gets out of play behind the dugout at first. That was over near the spectator that contributed to, we all have those embarrassing moments. That was mine. I'll tell you about it in a moment, but first got to acknowledge the fact that we have got not Abby Davis at the plate, but instead that is Bailey Moffitt. And Moffitt lifts that one to left field, just foul. But no, the fan was over near the dugout. I was going to the dugout to get starting lineups. I thought it was Daniel Head, who I know. So I said, hey, your son, thumbs up. And I know he was like, what? I don't know you. Got to the dugout and realized that's not Daniel Head. So had to go explain why I would do something so strange. He says he understands. I'm not so sure he does, as this one is popped up right field, and there to make the catch is Caitlin Stedman.
Now that Nicole Cooper.
Nicole Cooper to the plate. Two gone, nobody aboard. We are in the bottom of the second. To be fair, he's wearing shades and a vest, and Daniel Head, I had seen earlier, and a cap, was wearing the same. Quick retrieval and throw over by Jeter, and out will go Cooper on the 1-3. So after a 17 at-bat first, it's a 3-up, 3-down second as we head to the third.
Discover culinary arts at Coastal Alabama Community College.
We get the top of the third underway, and there are going to be some changes because there were some defensive changes. That means there's offensive changes too. Shelby Allen will lead off the inning in the 9th spot where Mary Kinsley Reed was to begin with. But it will be Allen before we get back to the top of the order. And a big thank you, too, to the folks that make our coverage possible, in part, Industrial Scrappers Processors, or Industrial Scrap Processors out of the Bessemer, Alabama area, where the phone number is 205-428-7901. We appreciate Industrial Scrap. Fruget getting her third inning of work in. Top of the order, Michaela Kent moving to the on-deck circle. Off the end of the stick, foul. Allen came into the ballgame to catch for Mary Kinsley Reed in the second. And now batting in Reed's spot in the third. Another one fouled off by Allen. Opening day of softball in the ACCC. And if you are Coastal South, I think you want to play in the Nationals. I believe they're back in Yuma, Arizona now. Actually, we're in Alabama for a bit up at Oxford. But I think it has gone back to Yuma. And D2, not sure. They used to spend a lot of time in Clinton, Mississippi. But I want to think maybe it's now moved to Oxford, Alabama. I know I should clarify these things before mentioning, but that's just not my style. And Coach Radwich coming out to have a conversation with the umpire. I don't think we saw any changes as that one is sent out the middle, scooped up by Parker. Drops, goes over to first with a throw, and it'll be off the mark. So Allen gets on, compliments of the first error of the game for Coastal South.
Now that Michaela Kent.
Got a new first baseman, by the way, for the Coyotes. That is Riley Merritt, now playing first. A little outside with a pitch to Kent. Kent has the only base hit of the game thus far for Coastal North. That was a first inning single. Caitlin Tilton is on deck. Back to Fruget, decides to go to first and doesn't consider the possibility of Allen at second. Wanted to get the sure out of Kent on the 1-3, and that's a luxury that you can practice when you lead it by 13. One away for Caitlin Tilton. Tilton ground into a 1-3 in the first. In the opening game, Tilton went 1 for 3. So it has been a 1-for-4 day for Tilton. Parker scoops it at short, goes over to first, gets the out of Tilton on the 6-3 while Allen takes third.
Now that Alexis Lackey.
Two gone with a base runner at third. Alexis Lackey steps in. Carrie Matheny to the on-deck circle. That one is sliced in the direction of right field, but drops foul. If there are no substitutions in the bottom of the third, and that could be a big if, but if there aren't, it'll be Taylor Hunt, Sydney Sherman, and Kaylin Fincher all come into the plate. On the outside part of the plate, strike delivered to Lackey. Frugier with a couple of strikeouts. They came back-to-back in the second to Hopkins and Jeter. Lackey ground into a 6-3 in the first. She is 0 for 1 in the game. She'll swing, she'll miss. Inning over, one runner stranded. At least the top part. Got the bottom part coming up for Coastal South with 3, 4, and 5 in the order due up. We head to the bottom of the third. Hunt, Sherman, and Fincher are the scheduled hitters for Coastal South. We'll see if they are the actual hitters in the bottom part of the inning. No hits, one runner stranded. One Coastal South error in the top part of the third as we head to the bottom part of the inning.
Now that Taylor Hunt.
Bottom of the third, Hunt with the sacrifice fly in the first that drove in a run, reached on an error and scored a run in her second first inning plate appearance. Faced Rena Johnson then, now looking at the pitching of Darlie Jeter. Popped up on the infield. And Matheny will call for it at second. Hunt is out number 1.
Now that Riley Merritt.
One out for Riley Merritt. Merritt came in to play first in the top part of the third, coming to the plate for her first plate appearance of the day in the bottom part of the inning. Low and away with the first pitch to Merritt. Top of the fourth, Matheny, Johnson, and Stedman for Coastal North. A little bit high with the offering, 2-0. Well, working on stuff that will appear on Twitter. Already got Shelley Littlefield posted with a strikeout. Working on a Megan Rowe post, and also got Kaylin Fincher, who smacked a 2-run home run, to be posted in a bit. So if you haven't already followed us, befriended us, you got easy access to all the clips by doing so. 2-1 pitch to Merritt. Another one fouled away in the count, even at 2. It will be interesting to see how the ACCC fares at the national level, especially with their D2 teams. In volleyball, Wallace Hansfeld, which always made it, or almost always, to the Nationals, but just couldn't pick up many wins in D1. I think maybe one win in D1 in like 10 years as Merritt goes down swinging. And Jeter will pick up the K.
Kaylin Fincher.
But this year in D2 volleyball, Wallace Hansfeld won more games this year as a D2 than in 10 years as a D1. Matheny will make the catch at second. And Fincher will fly out for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. 17 in the first, in the second and third. 6 have been to the plate. It's a 13-zip game as we head to the fourth.
You see an empty field. We see a world-class tournament. We see an amazing wedding day. An empty stadium becomes a music festival. We see a blank canvas. We're the people who bring the biggest events to life. Discover event planning at Coastal Alabama Community College.
We head to the top of the fourth, get a new pitcher in the circle for Coastal Alabama South. Frugier will leave after working 3 innings, and the new pitcher is Robbie Van. So Frugier working 3, facing a total of 12. Handed out 3 strikeouts. Issued a single walk. Gave up 1 base hit, no runs. And hands it over to Robbie Van. And Van will try to carry it the rest of the way. Facing Matheny, Johnson, and Stedman, 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the top of the fourth. And again, a big thank you to Industrial Scrap Processors up in Bessemer, Alabama, helping to make our coverage of Coyote softball possible. Kerry Matheny, 0 for 1 in the game. Goes after the first pitch. And in right field, the catch made by, let's see, we've got a new fielder in right, and that new fielder is Bailey Moffitt. One out, Rena Johnson next. A little bit outside with a pitch. And this is Cameron Duke hitting in the spot where Rena Johnson had been previously. Johnson got an at-bat in the second and walked. And now Duke to the plate in the fourth. Cameron Duke 2 for 3 in the opening game. Batting in the 7th spot, struck out in the second, singled in the 4th and 6th. A little bit low with the pitch to Duke. Just a smidge outside of the strike zone to Duke. Caitlin Stedman is on deck. All 13 runs you see on the board came in the first inning. Strike, I'm not sure that it was on the inside part of the plate. It might have actually been the swing of Duke. Of course, the official did not indicate that she went. Just a called strike on the inside part of the plate. 3-2 pitch. Knocked down at third by Fincher, and she'll go over to first and get Duke on the 5-3. And that's what Fincher has been doing on the corner all day long.
Now batting Caitlin Stedman.
Caitlin Stedman next. 2 gone, nobody aboard. Stedman hit into a 1-6 in the second. One ball, no strikes, nobody aboard, 2 gone. Haley Hopkins to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the 4th. It's the 6, 7, and 8 spots coming to the plate for Coastal South. And if the prior 2 innings are any indication, South likely will have a pinch hitter or 2 mixed in. That will drop into center field for Caitlin Stedman. And a 2-out single has got the Coyotes from North with a base runner at first.
Haley Hopkins.
Hopkins struck out looking in the second, one of 3 strikeouts in the game for Frugier. Now facing Van. High and away with a pitch to Hopkins. Darlene Jeter moving to the on-deck circle. One-0 pitch. Ground to Parker at short. She'll whip it to Hunt. Got the out at second. Hunt wanted the 4th out over at first, but You don't have to have those. And out will go North, leaving a base runner aboard. We go to the bottom of the inning. Parker, Tubbs, and Wesley slated to come to the plate.
You're organized, driven, focused, ready to create the life of luxury in the most beautiful and unique locations, locally and around the world. Discover hospitality management at Coastal Alabama Community College.
Now batting, Kaylin Parker.
A reminder again that you can watch the game later. Go to the website. Okay, there's a little teeny tiny subscription fee, but it gives you access to everything we've got. And you can watch it as often as you like.
Hey,
Download it.
Flip on the lights.
One of the players coming up to the box, and obviously you heard. Can they turn on the lights? Shadows casting across the diamond. But if you want to watch later, go to the website. Menu bar, top right corner, follow the prompts. And there you are. Outside with a pitch to Caitlin Parker. Coastal South hoping that there is no bottom of the fifth. And Coastal North would have to have a huge top of the fifth to bring about a bottom part of the inning. Right now, you're looking at the need for 6 runs in the top of the fifth. That is a fair ball. Parker sending it into left field, squeezed it between Duke and the line. And Coastal North getting their, make that Coastal South getting their first base hit since the first inning. Desiree Denmark coming to the plate. And just about every number I see on this roster for Coastal South has been in the game in some shape, form, or fashion. Outside with a pitch to Denmark. Low inside pitch. I believe that is Kaylee Johnson that has moved to the on-deck circle. Anxious to get out there. She was coming towards the plate. Denmark's like, wait a minute, that's not 3. That's 3, as in 3 balls, 3-2 the count. Here's the payoff pitch. Back to the screen. Jeter came into the ballgame in the second, worked a 1-2-3 second and third inning. And Parker the first to get to Jenner. Denmark wraps this one to right field. It will hop out of the mid. Stedman. And the throw into second is what actually turns into the out.
Now batting, Kinsley Wesley.
So it'll be a putout that goes 9-6. And you can't really fault Parker. Parker thought it was about to be caught. And Stedman almost made the catch. Well, I thought it was Johnson coming to the plate. This is still Wesley. Do have a new hitter on deck, though, for Grace Langston. That is Julie Amacher. A little bit outside with a pitch to Wesley. Wesley is singled and popped out to third. She has been to the plate 3 times today and faced a different pitcher each time. And we'll get away from Allen and allow Denmark to take second. Wesley in the first faced Johnson. Her second trip to the plate in the first faced Duke. And now in the fourth facing Jenner. Low inside pitch. Denmark taking off for third. She'll get there safely. And a base runner at third. Kinsley Wesley 1 for 2 with a run scored. Count even at 2. Shot towards short. Scooped up by McAnally. She'll go to first. Get Wesley, but Wesley will produce the RBI. 6-3 put out for out number 2. But Wesley getting the RBI. That is her second of the day. And Coastal South will take a 14-zip lead, which now means Coastal North has got to have a 7-run top of the 5th to extend the game to the bottom part of the inning. Amacher to the plate. That is fouled away. Julie Amacher with 2 gone, nobody aboard. Outside with a pitch from Jenner. And Coastal South will score their first run off Jenner here in the bottom of the 4th. That is slapped in the direction of second, able to reach up and get it is Matheny. So Amacher flies out. 1 run will plate, and Coastal North needs 7 in the top of the 5th.
You've played some travel ball, you've shared the videos. Mom and Dad can only root so much. It's time to get real interest from the colleges and scouts in your area right where you live. That's why the Showcase Series is different. We're not just another tournament, we're an advancement event where you get real-time exposure with live TV coverage of our games that get you seen directly by the coaches you want to impress from anywhere in the world. Register for events at showcaseseries.org. It's your turn at bat.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's top of the field. Yes, sir. Yep.
– One more thank you to Industrial Scrap Processors, LLC in Bessemer, Alabama, for helping to make coverage possible. A 13-run first, a 1-run fourth. Coastal South with a 14-zip lead as we make our way to the fifth. And of course, in the world of junior college softball, mercy rule kicks in after 5. If the lead is 8 or more, it's currently 14. So North will try to put together a 7-run inning. Darlene Jeter starting it off. Strike delivered to Jeter. Jeter struck out on the second. Shelby Allen and Michaela Kent due up in the inning too. Lights on here in Bay Minette. But it's not looking like we're going to go very deep into the night. A big Coastal South lead. We will see Coastal North on Thursday. John A. Logan heading to Monroeville. Popped up on the infield, and Merritt makes the catch. Jeter is out, number 1. Shelby Allen coming to the plate for the second time. Made a 3rd inning appearance in which she reached on an error. The only error of the day for Coastal South. Got to 3rd, and that was as close as North would come. Nothing in 1 on Allen. Michaela Kent moving to the on-deck circle. Count even, 1 apiece, a ball, a strike, an out. Nobody aboard. A little bit inside with the offering. Coastal North got a run in the 2nd inning of the opening game. And would love to get rid of the goose egg. Two and 1 on Allen. Robbie Van trying to wrap it up. Madison Frugier got the start, worked 3 innings. Sliced towards right, but foul. Struck out 3, walked 1, gave up a hit and no runs. And would be the winner of the game. Unless, of course, there's always ifs, ands, and buts. But It'd take a lot of runs to take away a potential win from Van. Not that somewhere, sometime, it has happened, but you know the odds. Count even at 2 on Allen. Though I have seen a junior college softball team score 16 runs with 2 outs. Shove back to Van, and she'll go to first with a throw. Shelby Allen is out number 2. And now it is Coastal North needing 7 runs with 2 gone.
Now that Michaela Kent.
Michaela Kent, a single and a ground out to the pitcher. Caitlin Tilton would be next. Robbie Van trying to preserve the shutout. And end a 17-1 day. Both games combined. And we'll get out of play. Count goes to 2-1. Kent with a single in the first, stole a base. Stranded at third. And then grounded into the 1-3 put out in the third. Grounds this one to Parker. She'll go to first, not in time. That'll be an infield single for Kent, but Kent looked like she landed awkwardly on first, but apparently okay. Going to stay in the game. That'll be a base hit. Third one of the game. And a base runner on as Caitlin Tilton steps in. Tilton 0 for 2. Tilton ground into a 1-3 put out on the first, into a 6-3 in the third. High pitch, runner goes safely with a stolen base at second is Kent. South and out away, and a strikeout, a strike away from putting it into the ball game. That will be floated into left field. And Coastal North is 7 runs away from extending the ball game into the bottom part of the inning. Back-to-back base hits for the first time in the game. And that'll put runners on the corners for Alexis Lackey. Strike delivered on the outside part of the plate. Lackey 0 for 2. Has grounded into a 6-3 and has struck out. She was one of the 3 Frugier strikeouts. And Van ahead on the count against Lackey. No balls, couple of strikes. Kerry Matheny would be next. Ken at third, Tilton at first. Van's pitch, just a little bit inside. Don't forget softball on Thursday. John A. Logan and Coastal North. Basketball Thursday night. Bishop State and Coastal South. Baseball on Saturday. Mississippi Gulf Coast and Coastal South. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Put JockJive Sports in the search engine. Strike three, there's your ball game. Lackey fanned to put an end to this one. And it goes final in the top of the fifth. Taking a look at your final numbers in this one. For Coastal Alabama North, 4 hits, 4 errors. They will strand 6 and go scoreless. Coastal South, a total of 9 hits, 8 in the first inning. 13 of their 14 runs in the first inning. They commit a single error and leave a single runner stranded and win it 14-0. Good start to the year for South as they sweep the doubleheader and go 2-0 on the young season. Coastal North will try to get on the winning track Thursday, hosting John A. Logan. We'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. For all those with the athletic departments and the softball team at Coastal South. And for all of us at JockJive, I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.